from 10 till 1.
Mid-mornings with Linda Ness.
Cambridge 105.
Okay, this morning I'm pleased to welcome Alison Knowles from Subconquest and Matt as well, Matt Fleming, to the studio to talk about hypnotherapy. Alison is a cognitive hypnotherapist specialising in stress and anxiety and the body-mind connection in relation to healing and amazing weight loss success. And Matt is one of those successes. Welcome to Cambridge 105, Alison and Matt.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hi. Now, Alison, first, the big question. What is hypnotherapy?
You see, I thought you might ask me this, so because we're on the radio and I want to get it right, I actually looked up the definition of hypnotherapy this morning, and I've got to say it terrified me. This is an abridged version, but in a nutshell, hypnotherapy is a state of mind whereby a therapist can easily put suggestions into somebody else's head. Well, if that's the case, then I'm surprised I've got any clients at all. It's terrifying. The way that I look at hypnotherapy is everybody that comes to me is already in a trance state, i.e. they're out of control of a situation or a behaviour, and they come to me to help them. So I actually de-hypnotise people.
Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting way of looking at it. And when most of us think about hypnotists, Alison, I guess we kind of think about, Paul McKenna turning people into chickens and, the stage hypnotist seeming to control them. Does that bear any relation to the type of hypnosis that you practice?
No, it's a completely different thing. And if you've ever actually watched a stage hypnotist, they need a huge, huge audience. And the reason that they do is they're looking for a few people that are willing to make a fool out of themselves and entertain the audience. So they'll get loads of you up on stage, and if you watch, they slowly send you back to your seat. What they're looking for is sort of the equivalent of your drunken aunt or uncle at a wedding that is happy to make an absolute fool of themselves. Because here's the thing, no hypnotist can make you do or think anything that you wouldn't naturally do. So if you are naturally an exhibitionist, that's the guy he's looking for. But no, it's nothing to do with therapeutical hypnosis.
Right, okay. And is it true that people are either susceptible to hypnosis or not? Are there some people that it just won't work for?
Well, again, if you sort of, the way that I look at things is everybody that comes to me is already in a trance. Trance is hypnosis. They're stuck in a pattern of behaviour or thinking. So in that respect, everybody's susceptible. There's different levels. We're all very, very different, and consequently some people are more happy to relax and let go. It's the fear of hypnotherapy. And
yes,
that's why I hope that my approach is so much better, because I take the fear out of it. I teach you as I go, and we have fun with it, and it could help absolutely everybody.
I can imagine, because I can see from the personality that you are that it's not going to be anything heavy, or it's going to be good fun. Yeah. And Matt, let's turn to you. Matt, tell us about your experience of hypnotherapy with Alison, because I understand you lost weight.
Yeah, I've tried all different types of diets. Nothing's been successful in the long term. So I thought I'd try hypnotherapy for the first time with Alison. I've now lost almost 6.5 stone by doing that in under a year, and I've not looked back since. So it's a fantastic thing to do, but you need, you have to be open and honest with the hypnotherapist to make sure you get what you want.
What does it feel like when you're under hypnosis? You can tell me. Just pretend Alison's not here.
I'm not quite sure what it feels like when you're under hypnosis, but when you come out, you feel very relaxed and settled and positive about things that you don't know why. It's difficult to explain. You'd have to try it yourself.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a challenge.
To see for yourself how you feel about it.
Okay. But you can remember the whole session.
Yeah.
There's not. You don't walk in and then all of a sudden you're being woken up half an hour later with, oh God, what was I saying?
I've never walked out clucking like a chicken or anything like that. It's always been good. It's always been good.
And how many sessions with Alison did it take?
2 sessions that for me to actually start on my journey to get where I am now. It's 2 sessions.
And then more after that?
I go back and see her if I feel I need to, and then just to make sure that I'm in the right place, because I'm now doing a bike ride. I'm doing a sponsored bike ride on the 27th of April for prostate cancer. It's the Cambridge 100-mile bike ride.
Oh, yes.
So it's to just to help me that I'm focused on that with the training and everything.
Wow.
So.
But 2 was enough to get you kicked off on this losing state. Yeah. That's incredible. That is incredible. Okay, we're going.
Obviously everybody's different, depending on how open you are with it, I suppose.
The thing is that, I don't stay with you for the whole of the weight loss. My job is to make you understand what's going on. All behaviour serves a purpose. It's never about the amount you eat, it's why you're eating. And what I do is work with you to find out what it is you're doing and why. Get to the root of that, pull the root out, deal with it, and then send you off on your way. You don't need me then. You're off and going.
So, Alison, I'm just chasing down now on how you do this. So, I'm assuming that to help Matt change his eating habits, you must have planted some idea in his head. You must have.
No, I mean that's the thing. It's a really good question, because one of the fears people have about hypnotherapists is you're out of control and they plant ideas and suggestions in your head. It really cannot be done. A hypnotherapist cannot make you feel or think anything that you wouldn't naturally think. All I actually do is get Matt and other people that I work with to look at what they're doing and why. And if you're trapped in a trance state, be it depression or you're eating, you can't see, and I just make you stand back, almost get yourself out of the way, and we actually have a look at it. Literally ask the question, what's that about? All behaviour serves a purpose. And once we find that behaviour, we just, is there a better way of dealing with this? Can we deal with it? And once we've sorted it out, the food's not a problem anymore. The depression lifts. It's really quite magical, and it's beautiful watching the change in people.
Wow. And Matt, would you recommend hypnotherapy to other people? Do you recommend it, in fact?
Yeah, I do, yeah. I mean, I've recommended a few people to it.
Good answer, Matt.
No problem at all. That'll be the money you owe me. But no, it's a fantastic tool, and it really, really has helped me to get where I am. I wouldn't have been able to get where I am without it, to be fair.
Okay, that's a great recommendation. And Alison, what on earth made you want to become a hypnotherapist? What planted that idea in your head?
Because I was a complete sceptic. I thought it was all mumbo jumbo. It was all a bit sort of hidden and spooky. But I liked the idea that the power of the mind was so great. I just wondered where you could go with it. So I went along, got myself trained up. I had no intentions of being a therapist, even though I was training. And then one day the guy that was training me called me a non-therapist. And I was crestfallen because I took that as I wasn't good enough. But what he actually meant was I'd actually taken the principle, turned it on his head, and come up with a formula that works for absolutely everybody to help them move on in hundreds and hundreds of different ways. That was it. I was hooked. I just love watching people go from moths to butterflies.
Uh-huh. I mean, I must admit, personally, I'd be one of these people, if I ever went to the Paul McKenna show, I would be hiding at I'd be under a chair. I would not want to be selected. Now, I just, I'm not very good at it, despite the fact I'm on the radio getting up and doing things like that. But I am a bit scared about, somebody having control over me.
I can sit here and wax lyrical, and I completely understand. And I actually do free sessions. First session's free, so I can talk people through this. But the very best way to get over this fear, and because the sessions are free of charge, first session, come and have a chat with me. Come and see what it feels like. In fact, are you game? Why don't you come along to the Hypno Hut? Find out for yourself what it feels like, and then you'll be able to answer these questions for you and your listeners. And I'd be more than happy to do that.
Ooh. Okay.
You want to. Come on.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that.
Oh, that'd be brilliant. Okay.
I'll do that. And I'll come back and report to see. Yeah. I am interested. I'm interested, although slightly terrified, I have to say. I like being in control. I'm a bit of a control freak.
Trust me, you know, people think about hypnotherapy and you're asleep, and as I've said, I can't put ideas or thoughts in your head. You're not asleep. You're wide awake. You're talking to me. Uh-huh. If you think about it, if I put you to sleep, how could you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I suppose
doesn't
so.
Work.
It's the images you see on the of the swinging watch and the.
It hasn't helped. It really hasn't helped. But that is a very different thing. That's pure entertainment. What I do is help people move on, and I am not in control of you. You are completely in control of a session, and I think again Matt's probably best placed to. Did you ever feel out of control?
No, I felt in control all the time. You can hear what's being said to you. It's just a very relaxed.
Yeah.
Relaxing situation that you're in, and it's it's hard to explain it without actually going along and trying it yourself.
Okay, well I'll do that then, and I'll come back and report. And having agreed to do this, I have to ask: is it legislated in any way?
No.
Is there anything to stop its misuse?
No. I can, as Matt quite rightly said, have you clucking like a chicken on the radio next week. No.
Nothing new there.
No, it is legislated, and I would recommend, obviously, if you're interested in weight loss or stress and anxiety, I'd recommend that you sort of find a therapist who belongs to the National Council of Hypnotherapists.
Okay.
Now, you can only do that if you've sat your exams, passed all the tests, and it's an ongoing thing. We're under continual training. We have supervisors. Our supervisors have supervisors. A hypnotherapist can do no wrong, bottom line, because they cannot do or suggest anything that isn't natural to you. But it is really important to have someone that's keeping their training up and keeping on top of things.
Okay, interesting. And do you think there'll ever come a time when the NHS start using this? Are they using it at the moment, in fact?
No, I mean, there's various therapies that the NHS are using. Everybody would have heard of CBT, which is behavioural therapy. It's very effective on certain people. It takes quite a long time, whereas what we do is a lot quicker and just as effective. In other countries, yes, it is part of the NHS, but not here yet. Doctors can't recommend that clients come and see me, but what they do is sort of pass them a leaflet now, because they've seen the success I've had with the weight loss clients, people with diabetes, stress and anxiety, and they sort of say, well, you might want to go and see Ali. But that's as far as we've got so far.
Okay, this has been fascinating, and as I say, I'm going to go now. I've committed myself, haven't I? So we'll be coming back to that. How do people get in touch with you, Alison, if they're interested?
Well, I have a webpage which is www.subconquest.co.uk, and if you go onto the internet and look up the hypnotherapy directory, every therapist on there is part of the NCH, so you're guaranteed to get a good one. Okay, brilliant. And Matt, I think you mentioned earlier you're doing this bike race and you've got a Just Giving page, and I think we have to give you a chance to let people know about that, because that's great. So how do you sign up?
Yeah, I'm on a Just Giving webpage. It's Just Giving, and it's the Matt's 100 for Charity bike ride. I'm doing the Cambridge 100 on April the 27th to raise money for prostate cancer.
Oh, but that time I'll be joining you, I expect, after my session.
More than welcome.
Yeah, thank you both very, very much, Alison Knowles from Subconquest and Matt Fleming, for coming in and talking to us about hypnotherapy. That's been really, really interesting.
Thank you for your time. Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you.